Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jessica Chinwe, and this is Obidati Family TV. And we're here to talk about the past achievements of our principal, Peter Obi. And of course, I am not alone in the studio. With me is my beautiful co-host.
I am Sharon Enemchuku. It's nice to be here again.
Of course, it's always an exciting feeling to be here to talk about the past achievements of Peter Obi. It's nothing to be tired of. You know?
At all.
Yeah, so today we'll be talking about the health sector of what Peter Obi has done so far.
Yeah.
So Sharon, where do we start from? There are a lot of them, right?
You always know that. It's sometimes I think it's a problem to know where to start from.
Yeah.
At times like this, but okay, talking about the health sector, I don't know if it was on this show, but there was a time we mentioned, I think it was yesterday, so I'm just going to bring that back, so maybe we can just start from there.
Talked about the educational aspect of
yes,
what he has done.
but I think we also mentioned the fact that when Peter Obi was governor of Anambra State, that aged people and people living with disabilities and people living with HIV, they were given free medical care in Anambra State.
Yeah,
as long as we've talked about that. As long as you had your ID card, and it was not done anywhere. Now that's just that. We are also I don't know if we also mentioned that P2B paid a certain stipend to aged people.
70,000 naira.
Yes, and I'm not sure if that has been done anywhere else in the state. It
It
hasn't been done anywhere, honestly.
Yeah.
And then, okay, just to move on, so I'll let you continue, is when he was awarded the best governor by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation as the best performing governor on the eradication of polio, okay?
In the whole of Nigeria.
Yes, in the whole of Nigeria. And a lot of awards as you know, concerning the health sector.
Yeah, and about that, he was also given, I think, $1 million, right? And rather than, because when I was reading about it and when I tried to verify about this particular news, I was like, if anyone would give me $1 million for my own effort, I mean, I'm going to take that money and invest it into my own business or whatever it is. But then he had to bring about 120,000 naira and added it up to $1 million just to build about 10 hospitals.
Are you for real?
Yes.
Okay, the money that they gave him, he added to it.
He added 120 million naira. That's amazing.
And I don't know if it's just me, but I see how most times P2B doesn't use public funds for personal interest, because apart from like the health sector, we also know that the house that he's living in now wasn't given to him by the government. He refused the land. Yes, he bought the land and he built on it. So I think this is his character. I think he's trying to show that he's someone that can perform or can handle his own personal need without the input of the state. Because as opposed to what is going on now, you know, most of these politicians, they're in it for what they can get out of it, what they can put in their pocket. So that's just commendable.
I love the integrity part of Peter Obi.
The integrity.
But one thing notable about what he did is that over 5 years, the case of polio, right, didn't come up again.
That means it was completely eradicated for that period.
It just seems like Peter Obi is the savior, though it's not the savior, but then
because you have many reasons to think like that.
Exactly. You always start something remarkable, and that thing tends to last for a very long time.
Exactly, because you know when we were mentioning yesterday about the education sector, I was saying that those buildings, those schools that he constructed and built from scratch to finish, including teaching hospitals. You know, before he came, there was no teaching hospital that, you know, we're training medical students.
What's
and
the
then
teaching hospital?
Chukwemeka Odumegu Teaching Hospital. There's another one, the one that handles heart operation.
I think the one is
Joseph
Hospital.
Yes, Joseph Nwilo Hospital. Yes, so he not just did he build those hospitals, he provided equipment as of that time that wasn't available anywhere else. Do you understand? Because you know that most of these equipment or facilities that they use in the health are really pricey.
Exactly.
And this is something that has to do with the heart. So till date now, if you have any heart issues and you want to treat it, you can still go to Joseph.
Exactly. I was going to mention that as well. That's amazing.
And
not just that hospital as well. He partnered with a lot of hospitals, especially hospitals with Catholic Church.
Yes, missionaries,
like the likes of ENO Hospital, OBD, Our Lady of Lourdes Hospital, Charles Borromeo Hospital, Holy Rosary Hospital, and a lot of them.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's something remarkable.
It's absolutely remarkable because when people talk about when we talk about how P2B starts something from scratch, and the kind of, when you look at the kind of project that he starts and finishes, you see that it's not for clout. Most politicians who come on, most politicians who come on seat and they will do things that people can see and people can praise them for, most especially constructing roads. But P2B is someone who has conscience, which is something that I would say that most of our leaders are lacking. He has conscience, and so he begins to think about things. I mean, how did he even get the idea of having a hospital that specializes on heart and heart treatment? And exactly. It's even heart transplant. I was thinking it was heart treatment. I was thinking it was heart treatment.
no, heart transplant.
Oh my goodness, heart transplant
it's big, it's huge.
That is the kind of,
and you know, the funny thing is that other parties or other candidates or any other person would always want to go for giving you a bag of rice, giving you carton of Indomie,
4,000 naira.
Exactly.
That would finish on that 2 days.
How many bag of rice would they give to you that will last you for 4 years?
Oh, honestly,
we need something that is something strong, something that makes sense, something that will last for a very long time. Not a bag of rice, not chicken, not money, not 5K.
4,000. I think that we have so much to talk about, but maybe at this point we should go on a break. Break. And then when we come back, we'll just dissect a little bit more on all that.
See you.
All right.
Mr. P2B's administration built from scratch Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University Teaching Hospital with 25 building structures. His government funded transformation of massive infrastructural development, accreditation of 12 health institutions and 2 hospitals, and also built 10 maternal and childcare centers across the state. He is the first governor to purchase medical equipment worth over 135 million naira and 50 ambulances for the health sector in Anambra State, which remain functional till today. He built and equipped Dr. Jonwilo Heart Center in St. Joseph Hospital, Adazinnuku, where heart operations are performed. Anambra State is the first state in Nigeria to distribute more than 30,000 computers to secondary schools. Mr. P2B distributed about 700 buses to secondary schools in Anambra State and built 200 primary school blocks. He donated the sum of 300 million naira to Anglican churches and 440 million naira to Roman Catholic churches to rehabilitate their missionary schools. During his tenure, he gave 1 million naira each to more than 160 first-class graduates. To promote the reading culture in the state, he went ahead to build a well-equipped library known as Prof. Kennedy Dike Library, Awka. He also rehabilitated the divisional library in Onitsha and gave 500,000 naira to each secondary school in the state to provide library materials. This boosted the student performance from the 26th position in Nigeria to the first position. The security improvement was exceptional as he provided security vehicles to 177 communities in the state. He cleared pension and gratuity owed since 1990 to the tune of about 37 billion naira and also paid monthly stipends to the elderly in the state. Mr. P2B built the first secretariat complex in Anambra State to house the various Anambra State government ministries that were scattered all over the state. His good governance attracted the second largest brewery in the world, known as Sabmela, to build their first greenfield facility in the state. He was recognized by the Millennium Development Goals (MDG) as the best governor in the implementation of their programs in Nigeria. P2B constructed 2 bridges across the popular Agulu Lake in Anyocha local government area of Anambra State at the cost of 2 billion naira. He funded Agulu Lake Hotel Project, Golden Tulip, and reconstruction of Opaiweka bridges at the axis of Enugu-Onitsha Expressway with 6 lanes. P2B constructed 800 km of road network between rural and urban areas. Some of the roads include Ibariam Internal Road, Ekulobia Ezinifite Road, Niger Drive Onitsha, Ifite Dunu Road, construction of Zik Avenue and Mpo Flyover, 30 verifiable bridges, Ezu Ebenebe Bridge, Awka North, Isu-Anyocha Bridge, Opaka River Bridge, pedestrian bridge at permanent site Unizik Junction, Awka. He created industrial parks as catalysts for industrialization. He constructed and commissioned the Governor's Lodge and Annex Onitsha, FMR Customary Court of Appeal Complex, High Court buildings at Nnewi and Ogidi, Judges' quarters at Onitsha. His visionary leadership brought unprecedented transformation to the local government in Anambra State. He made provision for 1.2 billion naira credit facilities to farmers in the state and cleared a 20 million naira debt owed banks as a result of the 2012 flood devastation. Peter Obi's administration purchased 90 buses and taxis for Anis Mass Transit Company. He adopted the best practice in waste disposal and provided over 300 million naira worth of waste evacuation trucks. The Debt Management Office rated Anambra as the least indebted state in Nigeria. Mr. Peter Obi handed 75 billion naira to his successor, Mr. Willie Obiano. The credibility and reputation of Peter Obi as a competent visionary leader in public service governance and management of state resources remains undisputable.
Be that they vote for, they'll go vote for another person. So what will they try do now? They try teach people, show people say now the no go be this. So that the way you want vote, when you reach there, you go see one will be umbrella, not be for Peter Obi. You'll see one will be broom, not be for Peter Obi. Now this one will Papa, Mama, Pikin, Day, and that will be Peter Obi. So when you want vote, you come press that ink they'll put for your hand. You come put her for where this picture they so now you go put her. That's why you take vote for Peter Obi. So if you see Labour Party logo now, you know what they are.
I don't know because of this.
And the picture of so on the day of the election, you put your hand for where that picture, you make it not process another person.
Welcome back to Obidate Family TV, and this is Go and Verify. We've been talking about the past achievements of our principal, Peter Obi, what he has done so far when he was the governor of Anambra State, not just in the public sector, but also in his private life. I am my co-host, Sharon.
And I'm Chuku. Hi again.
So, Sharon, we're talking about the fact that Peter Obi was able to speak hospitals, but private hospitals, right?
Yes, exactly. And you see that the reason, like we said before we went on that break, the reason is that he is passionate, he is compassionate, and he actually wants the best for his people. And like we were saying before, he's not doing this for recognition. Yes, it's not cloud chasing. Peter Obi he doesn't cloud chase. And okay, we're talking about the health sector. And we were talking about the investment that he made. He invested a lot in the health sector. Yes, exactly. Hospitals. He renovated a lot of hospitals, and that was just amazing because as of that time, the situation of things in Anambra State, especially in the health sector, was just it was terrible. It was bad, and there are some kind of treatments that you would need that you'd have to travel out. Exactly, you have to travel out,
especially heart transplant.
Yes, especially a heart transplant. So he had to invest in these things because these things cost money and these things were pretty expensive.
Yeah, it is. Okay, that's cool. So let's talk about the fact that we're talking about something before we came on live. So we talked about the fact that Peter Obi wants to invest in aged people, giving free medical attention when he becomes the president of. I don't know why I'm always saying governor. No, when he becomes the president of Nigeria. Yeah, let's dissect that as well.
Because you know, when we're saying that, if you want to know what somebody is going to do in the future, if you want to have evidence that this person is going to do this, exactly, you need to look at his past records. And from his past record, what we are saying now in Anambra State, how he invested here, how he built 10 nursing hospitals and all of those stuff. Of course, it's expected that when he becomes the president of Nigeria,
he's going to do more.
He is going to do more. And he said that 100 million Nigerians are going to benefit from free medical care, especially if you have any, especially if you're poor, you know, and you have any disability. And, you know, you also mentioned how aged people were also going to benefit from it. Because I'm seeing that there's something people are saying. They are saying that obedient movement is all about the youth. It's all about the youth.
Yeah.
And yes,
it
but
doesn't really focus on the youth.
Yeah.
Just that it makes it obvious that the youth are the leaders of tomorrow. Right? But then he wants to include the mothers, everybody,
papa, mama, pikin. You know, it's an all-inclusive government. We were talking yesterday on obedient women and how women will be well represented in his government, and we saw that when he was the governor of Anambra State.
True.
So of course, it's for everybody. It's for the youth. It's for old people. It's for children.
The father,
exactly, everybody.
And you know, one thing I love about Peter Obi is that he's a very intentional person, and he has this. He has a way of making things. He has this vision. He said he's going to transform 100 people thereabouts. Like there's this. He's very specific in what he wants to do, right? And one thing about leadership is that you have to have vision.
Exactly.
You have to be a person of vision in order for people to follow you, because we want to see what you are seeing in the future before we give you the right or whatever that you're requesting for.
Exactly. Okay, and you know how someone said something to me when I was telling him about Peter Obi. He said that that when Peter Obi was the governor of Anambra State, that health workers went on strike for 1 year.
I heard about that as well.
Yeah, that they went on strike for 1 year and blah and blah. But then it's when you don't understand something that you would not understand the full story. You don't understand the full story. So I feel like we should just bring that out and lay it on the table. So you know, when Peter Obi came into power as governor of Anambra State, things, like I said, things were bad, especially also in the health sector. So he was trying to see what he could do. Okay, this thing that he's doing now, he would send them funds as the state governor. This is what I want. Build so and so hospitals. Okay, I'm going to send you ambulance, this number of buses, you know, to use for ambulance services. Okay, I'm going to send you funds, and he will. But then after sending those funds, he wasn't seeing results. He will send you money for bus, he won't see the bus. He will say build hospitals, you won't build hospitals. What were you expecting him to do? To sit back and relax, because this is something that he also battled in the education sector. When the commissioner, let me not call names, when people were just looting money meant for schools and meant for teachers, and
typical Nigerian.
Yes, it's typical Nigerian way, you understand. So this also replicated in the health sector, and this is what he wanted to avert. And he now decided that the best thing to do is to go back to the church.
When he had to like transform the churches in the church sector.
Yes, he had to go back to the church, and that was because they are the ones that actually brought this education, you know, to...
Is it just education or the health sector?
No, of course, yes, the health sector. Yes, and he went back to churches because, first of all, I feel like, I will not call them a private sector. The church is not... It's more... They are more accountable. I feel like they are more accountable than government officials. So, and the funny thing was, after he went and he met them, he actually now started seeing results. He gave them money for buses. He was seeing ambulance. And I'm not saying 50 buses. There were a lot, hundreds of buses that he gave them. And then he partnered with them to build hospitals and everything. This is where you now start seeing Our Lady of Lourdes Hospital. So it's because he had this partnership with the church. That was why he now started seeing all these things. So the reason these people now went on strike for that amount of time was because they did not agree. They knew what they were missing, and they just didn't like it. You know, when you want to change something and people are not just buying into that, they would fight you.
Yeah, definitely.
It's human. It's normal. So then go. But after they went on strike, didn't they come back?
They did.
That's a good question. Didn't they come back?
They still have to come back.
You still have to come back. Where are you going to?
And one thing with Nigerians is that, you know, we mentioned something about Peter Obi being a diplomat. He likes to be accountable for everything. And Nigerians don't like people that are accountable, because they know that they are not straight in their ways. They want to be able to like loot. So if you have someone that is able to, that needs you to be accountable, it's very hard for you to support that person. It's not like they don't know that Peter Obi is good or is the best candidate or the best person for the position. It's just that they don't want to accept the truth. And they don't want to work with him. Exactly. And you know, there was something one of his spokesmen said, Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo. Yes, he said that what our principal is saying is that if you want to fight corruption, you have to start from yourself, asking yourself a question: am I corrupt as a person? And if you want to employ people, you ask that question: are they also corrupt? Are they not corrupt? So it's impossible for corrupt people to like corruption. Working with an uncorrupt person. You understand? So that's just how it is. It makes sense because let me say you are the governor of Amen. You've not even said it. Any governor. You are the governor of a particular state or a minister or something, and I'm not just using myself as an example, and I am corrupt, and I know that this money that the federal government usually release annually, I have like my share, maybe 10% out of it, and I see you as someone who is not corrupt. Of course, everybody knows you are not corrupt, and because you are not corrupt, I know that thing that I'm going to be seeing is no longer there. Why would I support you? Because you are not putting food on my table per se, like extra food, because it's not as if they are hungry. Do you understand? So it's very understandable why they would not support. It's not everybody that would. So after all, Jesus. It's not everybody that likes Jesus. Exactly. It's not Peter Obi that everybody will like. But please, I'm very certain that a lot of us want to see change. Yeah. We are in a revolutionary moment. So we should just try to keep our selfishness aside, because this is for a larger number of people. A greater number of people, not just for yourself. Because there's something that is busting my head. What's busting your head? Somebody said something. They asked him, who are you supporting? And he mentioned somebody that I don't even understand. And another party. Yes. Okay. And then look at the reason he said it. He said, you know, I'm from this tribe. Peter Obi is from that tribe. Let people from that tribe support Peter Obi. Let him support his brother. Finish chicken now. That was the only reason that he gave. Are we still doing this tribalism till now? And the worst part is that we are not in that era anymore. We are no longer in that era. Strategy to deceive us. Of course, ethnicity and tribalism is a strategy in the hands of politicians. That's what they'll be using to use people's head. Because remember the time during NSAS protests? I don't know if you watched one video when the Muslims were praying and the Christians were just sweeping and tidying up everywhere. I did. There is this collaboration and everything to show you that this tribalism and ethnicity is not even the problem of Nigeria. It shouldn't even be an issue. It should be something that we celebrate. I mean, coming from a country that we have over 200 ethnic groups, diversity is not the problem. Like, it should be something that we are proud of. It should be something that we celebrate and embrace. Instead, unfortunately, what our politicians has turned it into is that it's the reason for the whole confusion. And that's why I love P2B more, because he's a unifier. Yes, he's someone that carries everybody along. You can't be working for P2B and you feel left out or you feel unimportant. He would want to seek your advice. He wants to, okay, how do you think we should do? He's a people's man. He is. I noticed that whenever someone comes to talk against Peter Obi, the next day you see Peter Obi and that person rubbing minds, like they're hugging. Like, oh my God, I need to tell you something. I need to mention something. Okay. When there is this interview that he went for, I don't know, I think it's in Lagos, there's this woman that had already made it public that she didn't like Peter Obi at all, not one bit. And she invited Peter Obi for an interview. And people called Mr. Peter Obi and advised him not to go for that interview because this woman that is interviewing you does not like you. Do not go. Peter Obi said that he will go. Of course, what is he scared of? Exactly. You know, the righteous is as bold as a lion. Like, if you know your hands are clean, what are you scared of, really? Yeah. So he went for that interview. And one thing that shocked me was how
the woman made it obvious. The woman was hammering him questions. They say you are this, they call you a this and blah, blah, blah. I can't remember exactly how P2B says, because P2B has so much wisdom sometimes. Exactly. He has a lot of wisdom that I don't even know where.
Do you think it's easy to be a philosopher?
Apart from the philosophy
no,
part,
I think that also includes.
Okay, yes, that includes, obviously, that includes, but I feel like it's natural. I feel like it's natural, honestly. Okay. So concerning that interview, he gave a reply that I just loved, honestly. He said, okay, because the woman was telling him that I heard that you are this, they say you are this, and he now said that that what if he told her that, and I'm just putting my own words, that if they say you're a witch, that if people are calling you a witch and he just believes it like that, it doesn't make sense. He has to, it's by the conversation that he's having with you that you used to like measure, exactly, that you used to make your own, you come to your own conclusion. Do you understand? So like he now, at the end of the day, I can't even say it how he said it, I'm not even going to lie, because P2B is not me, I'm not P2B. So what I'm trying to say is that people responded to that woman's question and the entire interview. It just shows me that, number one, P2B is wise. Yes. Number two, P2B knows how to talk to people.
And he's a people's man.
And he's exactly this thing that he said, he's a people's man. Because I just remembered an interview that he did on AY Live.
Really?
Yes. And
yeah, I remember that.
Yes, and there was this mama that was asking him, she was so bitter, she was so angry, and she was now asking him, why is this happening and how are you going to do this? I was in my, how will P2B answer this one?
Exactly. Like, do you know that whenever I see him answering questions, I'm like, did he know before these questions and comments? I'm like, please don't ask him.
Don't ask him. Don't
you know he has answers for all of these questions?
But then, funny enough, he always answers all of them.
Perfectly.
I don't know how. Perfectly. And then, you know what? He started laughing. As he was laughing, the woman too started laughing. Everybody started laughing. And you just see how he immediately arrested the situation. Nice. He just tensed. That tension that was there, he just eased it. And he now started talking to the woman so that, oh, you have every right to be angry. You have every right to feel agitated. You have, and then at the end of the day, it didn't trend as most people would have, because some opposition party candidates, if they were the ones in that shoe and in that position, it would have not happened that way. They might have directed the question to AY. AY, this person is to ask, can you answer? That's what they might have done, you know, because this sound hot different from blah blah blah.
Yes. You know what? I think we've been saying too much, but then I hope you've been enjoying what we've been saying so far. We'll go on a very, very, very short break, and when we come back, we will end the show.
Okay.
Stay tuned. Welcome back to Obidate Family TV, and this is Go and Verify, where we talk about everything and everything our principal Peter Obi has done so far. We try to tell you or to enlighten you what he has done in his private life and in his public life, his achievements so far. And I and my co-host have been talking sweetly about what Peter Obi has done.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's really hard to not get or sound passionate when you're talking about Mr. Peter Obi. It's hard because the other guest that we had on Obedient Women, and you just see not just how I'm talking about everybody. When you start talking about
this
people,
passion.
there's this passion.
And you
it's from your
fire
heart.
in their eyes.
It's
like
the depth of
did
your
they
heart.
give you something? You know, one woman mentioned, I think, Ezekwesili,
Okay.
right, the former Minister of Education in Nigeria.
Yeah.
She said something. She said that we are in this revolutionary moment
Yeah.
where people are passionate. There is this hunger for change.
Exactly.
And it's not going to, we're not going to be filled except we see become the president of Nigeria. And I'm seeing it because when the ASU strike, when they tried to water the ASU strike issue, it's as if the youths were fired up the more. You know,
Yes,
at that point, I was telling my mom, I was like, you know what, this man or these people that did this, actually, they just broken us.
Honestly,
yes.
honestly.
But before you know it, people are just like, we're not going to forget.
We are going to remember.
Exactly, you just pouring fuel to the fire. So there is this hunger for change, and it's going to manifest.
Yes, honestly, because I see like how the opposition party would bring up propaganda. They've said a lot of things.
Did a lot of things as well.
And then on social media, there was a time they accused our principal of doing something, and instead of I don't know the response they were expecting from Nigerians. Maybe they expected Nigerians to turn their backs. Do you know what Nigerians said? They said, "Oh my goodness, this is what we need." They said he did something bad. Though. They said
that's the
this
bad
is.
Thing we
I
need,
didn't know that Peter Obi was this rugged. I love a rugged president. People were saying things that the way people were reacting was not what they expected. And it's as if they do something. If they plan against him, it just backfires. Exactly, it works for good. And they don't even know they are doing it. Okay, let's even now chip in something. It's about how, I don't know if you're noticing it too, but it's about how PDP, APC
are fighting each other.
Hey.
I wanted to mention that. I was like, because if we start mentioning that, if we start talking about that right now, I'm not sure we're going to end
it's not going to end.
But then I saw the whole thing. I was like,
I don't understand.
You know, when your enemy tries to dig well or dig a pit for you to enter,
we fall inside it.
Nobody want to fall inside.
I love the fact that their camp is scattering.
It's sweeting me.
I'm joyous.
Sweet to live.
They should keep being confused.
And I also want to point out something. Some people who are not spiritual will not believe this, but honestly, this movement is a divine movement.
It is.
It's not ordinary. You don't see someone just step out from somewhere, from nowhere, and just start telling you that he wants to become the president of Nigeria. There are a lot of people that have done incredible things, right?
Yes.
But then Peter Obi's campaign movement and all this thing is divine.
It is. I would agree with you because what I'm going to use to judge this is his conversations. And I don't know if it happens to you, but when P2P talks, you get goosebumps.
Thank you.
Yes, it happens to you, right?
It's just as if the baby in your womb is leaping for joy.
For joy.
Yes.
When I don't know how he does it. I don't know if he's doing a sort of training for people, but I know it's natural. And one thing about it is first of all, the confidence that he carries, the assurance. Because I think people have a little bit of misunderstanding of who P2P actually is. People think, of course he's gentle. People think that he's just gentle and quiet. But you forgot that when P2P was, when they campaigned and they gave the governor of Anambra State to someone else, do you see how P2P fought for his rights?
Yes, exactly.
After 3 years, he came back and they're like, no, this is mine. I want this. And he showed proof. The court now granted him, okay, you are going to be the governor of Anambra State. And then after 3 years, they wanted to end this. I was like, I didn't reach 4 years. So I must, that's what it's supposed to be. And they gave it to him. And it's not as if, I think one thing I've understood about him, he doesn't give up easily. Because somebody was saying something, in one interview, they asked him that Mr. P2P, what if, you know how things are, how rugged politics can be, that they announce you as the president of Nigeria and they refuse you to sit on that seat as the president of this country, what will you do? He just laughed. Haina said, just do your best. Have your PVC, vote me in as the president and then leave the rest. Wow. That is giving me, you don't even know what's up my sleeves. Like, you don't even understand the confidence that he exudes. It's not, of course, it's good to be humble and everything, but to know your rights, not to be stupid and let people walk over you.
Know your capacity as well.
Exactly.
Okay, one last thing that I also want to point out is that Peter Obi has this, I don't know, but then I feel like Peter Obi is someone who can keep to his words, you know.
Before.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're like, why was
yes,
say? Like,
of course you can keep to his words.
Okay, you know what? Let's not exhaust everything that we have today.
Okay.
Tomorrow we'll continue. But this is what we'll call it a wrap on today's show. My name is still Jessica. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. Obidati Family TV.
And to follow us,
of course,
on our social media platforms. It is Sharon Enemchukwu on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Instagram.
Yeah, you can also follow me on Facebook, Jessica Chinwe, and on Instagram, Jessica __. That's all. Okay. So till we come your way next time tomorrow, stay blessed. Bye for now.
Bye.
It's possible.
Yes, so my correct country people, Oyibo talk am say pay something the same way all the time. Can't think say you go get different results. That one self na madness. Oh, we don't dey make the mistake since. Make we now make am again. Oh, election don't reach for us to select our leaders. We go enter power to rule this nation. Now make we dey tell you make you shine your eye and vote Peter Obi and Yusuf Datti for president and vice president of Nigeria. My people, not let anybody deceive you. 2 cups of rice no go feed you for the next 4 years. 4 years of Ankara no go cover your nakedness for the next 4 years. 5,000 naira no go pay your children's school fees for the next 8 years. So no let anybody deceive you and buy your votes. Peter Obi and Yusuf Datti don't show say there be people wey get good mind and their dream na to make Nigeria better for you and me. So make we support them and vote for Mr. Peter Obi and Yusuf Datti under Labour Party where the symbol na Papa, Mama and Pikin for this February election wey dey come so.
For lights today, for everything to work for us, for Nigeria.